Hello all, it's Ben here again at Stafford Station Engage. So as you can see from the intro, I've completed the Vulcan Rd Buildings. I did the wicks in the last one, so I'll just give you a sweep of what I've done, plus the end cap of the layout bridge there, the footbridge. 3D printed that, and then the usual method doing plastic yard buildings with 3D printed elements plus the yard, and then that big storage unit there at the back. So as usual, I'll just go through the build and hope you enjoy the video. Cheers. Latest addition to the stock is this Rainbow Railways exclusive Revolutions Class 66, the maritime livery. Really nice livery. Great. Got the DB logo there. And I got these FTA container wagons as well from C-Rail. Really nice. Metal construction. So you've got the outers there, and then you've got the inners. So I'll just give you a view of those. Really nice. Again, they're from C-Rail. So to have a good look at those, and I've managed on eBay. I got a load of these Tesco 45-foot containers as well. The guy off eBay was selling a load, so I grabbed them. So I'll do a Tesco train hauled by a DRS Class 66. Just on the subject of 66, I'm still having issues with the reliability. I mean, they are great locos, as I say, but the contacts are quite weak, and I'm just finding I'm constantly having to clean the contacts for them to run properly. You know, I'll run them about 15 minutes and then suddenly they'll start shuddering. I think it's just a you know, they're great engineering, but they're kind of weak design in terms of electrical delivery from the track. So maybe for Revolution, if anybody from Revolution's noting, if you do a batch or two, maybe think about the design of the contacts. There's been quite a few discussions online as well, so it's not just me who's having the issue. I think there's somebody even actually soldered their own copper contacts into the bottoms as well. So yeah, it's annoying because after 10 minutes they just start chugging, you know, it's just, and you know, anyway, that's the stock I've got so far this time. So I'm starting on the next building on Vulcan Road, which is this kind of a factory unit. It's quite interesting because you've got different elements. You've got a flat roof element here, you've got a normal gable end building here, and you've got like a studio on top here. So quite interesting in terms of different sorts of structures within a structure. So you've got a big gate area, so there'll be some paraphernalia here to model as well. As you can see from my last video, I've already done the base for this. So front end there's quite a lot of windows, which makes it more awkward. To kind of do the carcass, I'll show you that in a bit. So as you're going up Vulcan Road here, and then you've got a side view here, and then the front end view there, and the back end view here. So I'm not sure what to do about the back. I might not bother with this outbuilding here, but what I'm thinking of doing is just extending the windows around the side. So this is the drawing I did from the last video. Wicks is on the left there, and it's raised up on the base there. Looking at it again, I had to actually extend it. Actually, I didn't make it wide enough. The proportions are wrong according to the windows and the door. So as you can see, I've amended it there. And since the last video, I've also done the front elevation as well with the windows and also the studio as well there. So just down here I've got the carcass built. So this is the gable building, and I've fictitiously added these two windows here. I'm not sure, I might add the outbuilding I was mentioning just then. So that's the dimensions that I've widened, and this is the extension flat top building, so that'll go on the front like that. So overall got that. So next to do is to build the second floor building there, which is that flat roof plus this little studio roof here as well. So that's to do. The usual method using 1.5mm plastic card, and I've reinforced the fronts there. So I've got 1mm on the front of 1.5. This front will be built up with 3D printing elements for the windows and the doorways there. So I'll be putting brick facing on there as well. Yeah, so yeah, the usual thing I put in the embossed facing on, like the brick as well. That'll be on the roof as well. So on to the next stage. Just seeing how it looks in situ. I didn't realise that because I've moved this back, I've created a gap there in the base, so I'm going to have to, as you can see, I'm going to have to fill that in with some grout there. But overall, fits quite nicely. Let's give you an overall view. So I've got to do quite a lot of 3D printing of the windows next, so I'll be getting on with that. So I put the outer facing on the buildings, got the brick on and the roof detailing, and I've decided to actually put the roof windows in on here. I wasn't originally planning to do that, but I think it's as to the interest of the building to put those in as per the prototype. And I've done brick facing for the side building as well, plus this studio, and this got the brick on there as well. So the full detail should go like that. Just put them together. I've got to 3D print the windows next. I've also done the back factory building there. You can see it's got that quite distinctive yellow door there. There's quite a big overhang here as well. It's quite interesting, but just the usual standard factory type prefab building with embossed plastic card. So get all that painted up next, as well as doing the 3D printing the windows. Just doing some Tinkercad now for this footbridge. Just got this sort of structure, so I'm basing it off these photos here. So that's the side view coming from the hill there, which has got Vulcan Road on it. And then I've got to build out this ramp here as well. So I've also used this as well when I walk through it. So I've got this sort of grid on the top. Yeah, and for the base, I'll probably do a 1.5mm high by 30mm wide plastic card strip. And then to attach these, I might use that 1mm L profile, if I can, to try and get it in there to glue it together, or some other form of brass structure. So I've 3D printed the windows. Just give you a close-up view. So I've done the studio top there. I had to do quite a lot of fettling with this just to get the glazing in there. So to knock these two beams back, and then as I was hacking away, I actually messed up the finishing of the plastic card edges here. So I put some 1.5mm edging here, and then I put another 1mm edging on the top of here just to clean it up afterwards. But yeah, quite happy with the studio windows there. They'll be painted white like all the other windows. Got the windows for this done as well. I've just put this one in as an example to see what it looks like. So I've got those there all ready to paint up, the rest of them. And I've done the roof here as well. So yeah, that's all ready to go, to get painted up. One thing I did do is I had rafters going up to the top here, but they did actually match the windows to a certain extent, but I decided to knock them back and put these this edging on here. So it's basically like a factory building where you've just basically got structure to hold the roof up, rather than big massive walls. So you can't really see much there, but you can sort of see the inside bits I've just talked about. Yeah. So next is to get all that painted up. Let's put it back together again. Not wrecking it. So I've got the main structures painted up. I'll just give you a view of those. And I've also done some weathering on the roof there. And I've painted up the bridge, that quite nice blue-grey colour. Just come round here. I've painted the back because it's sort of like the bookend. And I've also painted some bins up there as well. So the next stage is to put the windows in. So I've already painted the windows, which are kind of just a white really, and I'll be putting them in next. There's plenty more to do as well. I've got to put all the fencing in on the front here, and put the fencing in here. There's some quite interesting fencing here. It's actually got quite a nice green, dark green colour for the fencing on this. Yeah, so get on with that. Right, got the windows in. Just give you an overall view. Fiddly as usual. Had to do a bit of fettling and filing to get them to fit. Not all glazing in. I've got the glazing in of the main big windows, the studio windows, and the roof windows here, but I haven't got the glazing in yet of the other windows. So more to do. I've got to do the fencing next. Fencing around the buildings. There's a fencing around this building, which is like a palisade fencing. This has got its own fencing, which I'm thinking of using that cloth wire mesh stuff, or that mesh stuff, and you put some posts in, putting that on. And I've got to do the fencing for this as well. And after that, I'm going to do these steps here, so I'm going to build this out as well. So what I'm doing now is just fitting in the slope under the steps that go down to the track level. So that kind of staged bit there, so the steps come down on top of this, and then get to that stage, and then do a 90 degrees, and then get to the bottom. So I've just created the base for that, and then the embankment needs to come out a bit. So this will be, the grass will be on top of this, but this will need to come out a bit as well, just to support these steps which are on the embankment. So just doing that at the moment. I've decided to do this third building now at the end. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this end building here in the picture, but I've decided to do it. So I've also wanted to do it because it's quite interesting. It's got these mobile foam masts on, so 3D printed one just to see how it'd work. But you can't really 3D print a 1mm kind of pole, it's just too fragile, so I've attached it there to some brass rod there, using a bit of plastic card. Just for demonstration, I've got the doors in there as well, so I've got the rest of the windows there ready to paint up. So that'll kind of bookend the end of Vulcan Road. I've also done this capping of the bridge here, as you can see there on the it's just a delicate, but I'll just show you this quickly. It's just this kind of capping of the end of the bridge there. So you can see in the photo, I think it's just designed to stop people climbing over the ends here. It's like a safety measure there. So I'll get that painted up in the same blue grey that I've got the bridge in. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Just give you an overall view of the bridge there. Got the railings on as well. So got the new building there. Just thought I'd show the state of play at the moment, and the detailing as well, including the blinds I put on some of the roof detailing, and these drop down lights here on the factory. So at the moment I'm just getting the steps done here as per the prototype. I had to fiddle about quite a bit to get them to fit, basically, and obviously I'm going to have to put the fencing at the top there as well. So once I've got these right, I can then build up the embankment, so the embankment sort of goes flush to the bottom of the steps there, because they're kind of actually on the embankment itself. Yeah. Right, I've built up the edging around the stairs, so I've used sort of plastic card carcass as an angle, and then I've done an edge here. So the idea is when I move this out, I'll build up the embankment to this level here, and then I'll just put some grass on this as well. I've also done the hill here as well, so I'll build this out and do the old plaster covering, and then etc., and build that out as well, that little hill supporting that. Then paint that up and slot it back in. Right, I've put the fence posts in for this, and I'm going to apply this mesh. I think the best solution I found when I was doing the other fence is to put super glue on and then let it semi-dry, and then apply it. If too much on, it gets over the mesh. So let's hope it goes on alright. I'll just put the super glue on. So we've got the fence on, just like I say in the previous segment, very fiddly, and the bridge done as well. The grass area, also regrassed, put some ground cover on this bit here, just give an overview of the detailing. Quite an interesting project, quite a lot of buildings in this one. Right, so the next video is going to be doing the catenary. So there's quite a lot of catenary down here, all the way to the bridge, and then I can then just you know, have all of the Lichfield done with the catenary. Looking at the pictures, we've got the different types of catenary as well, which is this type and the original type as well, so it should be interesting. It's not all going to be all the same type of catenary. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one.